Today we're going to look at how to make a profit in your property business. Hi, I'm Kimberly Shapcott, qualified chartered accountant, property investor and entrepreneur. Let's sit down and have a chat. So you're looking at going into property. Well, how do you make a profit? Well, there's only one word that comes to mind: numbers. Numbers, numbers, numbers. I could keep repeating that for quite a while on this video, but let's move forward on what I mean by numbers. Now, property is all about numbers, whether it's the number of properties you're viewing to actually get that offer accepted, or whether it's when you've got that offer accepted, how do the numbers work on that property? How are you going to generate an income on it? Are you doing a buy-to-let or a HMO? Check out the videos on them to find out how some of the numbers work on those. And how are we going to actually see it all pull together? So we're going to have our rental income, we're going to have our expense, we're going to have our profits. What tax have you got to pay? And then based on that, what am I going to walk away with? Because that's the ultimate goal of what we're doing here. We're not looking at doing this for charity. We do need some payment from these investments. Now, I'm talking about when you buy the property, how much are you buying the property for? How much is that refurb going to be, and how much can you refinance it for? So how much you buy it for is basically a negotiation point. So that's with you and the seller of the property. The refurb, you may need to look at making sure you get some quotes and make sure you keep an eye out on what you've actually got to do, because obviously with legislation changes, there is additional things on different properties. So if it's a HMO, there are minimum standards. If you're buying even just a buy-to-let, if it's a too low energy rating, you may have to increase the energy rating to get it to the right level. So look at how much this cost is to give you an idea of what your total cost in that project is going to be. The next question comes down to how much are you going to be able to refinance, revalue this property for. So hopefully you can get a bit of your money out when you refinance it. And this is all about looking at the comparables in the area. Now, these comparables, you really do have to do a bit of research to make sure you're looking at the right properties. After this will give you an idea of what your property's worth and how much you may have left in that project. Now, when you've left some money in that project, that's not a problem if you're happy with that amount, but you may not be. So that's something that you have to assess when you're looking at your numbers. On an ongoing basis, if we're renting something out, we obviously need to make sure the rent less the expenses gives us a positive cash flow. And this is going to be crucial to make the investment worthwhile. So you need to make sure you check on the numbers. As you can get the point of here, numbers are such a crucial element, and it's very important that you understand how they fit together. So if you're not sure, ask the questions and ask them as early as possible so that you understand how it fits together. I love seeing pretty pictures of beautiful houses and ones that have just been refurbished. But the crucial element behind those pictures is, have the numbers worked for them? Have they bought it at the right price? Have they not overspent on the refurb? Have they got the valuation that they wanted? And are they going to be in a positive cash flow and a good return on their investment? These are the key numbers that we need to be working with, because if we've not got these numbers right, then it could just be a big old liability and something that's costing us money, which is not really the point of what we're doing in property. Thankfully, property is forgiving though, and over time things like the value of properties do tend to go up. So even if it loses a bit of value today, if you're holding it for the next 10-20 years, you're probably going to be forgiven a little and the market will move in that direction. So there is a little leeway here, but it's very crucial that you do try and buy at the right price. You do try and keep your refurbs under control, and you are buying the right properties to make it fit with the demand that you're trying to fulfill. So hopefully that's given you some key points on what you need to be thinking about to make a profit in your property business. Learn the numbers and get them right, and you will go far. Hopefully today you've understood what the key thing is on making a profit in your business, and it's all about the numbers. If you have any questions on what some of these numbers are, please leave a comment in the box below and we can expand on this further and talk about those numbers that are so crucial in your property business further. Please like the video and do subscribe to the channel, and let's make tax less taxing.